Chili Fibrosis, and we're going to do another race in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series events. But I wanted to show you something. I didn't actually realize that Race Points Manager could do this, and this is actually pretty cool. So we're going to flip it over to the gaming PC, and here we go. I can actually export the standings and everything like that, so we can see all of this good stuff in a much better design. Let's go ahead and flip off the Chili Fibrosis logo. There we go. And so here were the Craftsman Truck standings after race 1 at Daytona. And I also added in this, I'm going to do the teams a little bit later on when I can do a little bit more research. But I did put the chassis in. So after race 1 at Daytona, Chevy was on top of the chassis standings by a decent amount. Ford sat in 4th place with they had the least amount of drivers, so it did not really help them that much. But like I said, we're gonna go. I'm eventually gonna go ahead and put the teams in and everything like that. But after one race, that was race 1. This is a earlier export. Race 2, Jack Sprague moves up and he gains 7 positions. But the biggest driver in change was Todd Bodine with the win, as he shot up 19 positions. 19 positions. The driver that fell the most, Casey Atwood, lost 24 positions. And the reason why? Well, he did not race at, apparently he did not race at California. So, how does that change things? Well, not by much. Chevy is still on top of the chassis standings. Toyota still sits in 2nd place. Dodge still is in 3rd, and Ford is still in 4th. But Toyota now officially does have a win, which is good for him. Like I said, once again, I will put the teams in at a later time. I know that Sprague raced with Express Motorsports as an example. So we're going to go ahead and set up. The one thing that I need to check real quick is I need to see how many laps are going to be racing today or tonight. Okay. I'm going to add that to my taskbar. Program to taskbar. There we go. Alright, we're going to be racing 65 laps tonight. So I gotta give the game just a moment to load all of its assets in. And we're going to be racing at Atlanta. So unfortunately for us, our season has not gone well. Bad race at Daytona, bad race at California. So we're really going through the ringer here, and it really sucks. But like I said, onward to base Atlanta. And yep, 65 laps. All right, so let's get out to the track. Now, I will say one thing. I think that we could actually do decent at Atlanta. Atlanta's actually not all that different from California. And you can run here pretty well. You just got to find the right control. So we'll go ahead and qualify. And we need to get some points because even though that the race is 36 drivers, each race is 36 drivers, top 30 only get locked in. Now, we're always going to get locked in because we race. But if there was knockout, Q, we could definitely be on the fringe and not making it into the race. And that would not be good. Casey Atwood did make the race, so he will definitely get points today. And across the line, 20th position. Not great, but not terrible either. So, I think one thing I want to do is I want to increase the grow tape by a tiny bit. And I think that's it. That's it. Alright, let's go to race. So we're going to be starting alongside Rick Crawford. Casey Atwood with a very respectable 16th place qualification. Kind of cloudy day, 65 degrees. Now, alright, let's try that again. Let's just start in second gear so we have a safe roll off. Very respectable qualification as well by Kelly Sutton. And our pole sitter today is Todd Bodine, big winner last week at California. And Jack Sprague, a very respectable 3rd place qualification. Alright, here we go. Getting ready, we're going green. Alright, that'll be a restart. Also, good qualifying by Todd Cleaver, too. So, we just had a really, really bad start because the tires just lost grip. And this is going to be a tough race. There we go. Very clean start there. very clean start, but a punch to the wall. Which that sucks. And Todd Bodine's going to lead the opening lap. Back end just feels really loose. Sugar Hattori with Aizen AW on his truck. Later would own the 16 and would bring that sponsor along to win the championship with Brett Moffitt in 2018. Might have contacted Robert Presley, but we didn't wreck him this time. So the tires are starting to rubber in just a little bit with each lap, which is good. We have to bail it to the inside. Clean pass there, and it looks like Casey Atwood's falling back. Gonna get to the inside of Kevin Harvick. No, that is that's Bobby Hamilton. That's a shame. No, that is Casey Atwood. I'm sorry. Bobby drove the 04 for most of the 05 season. I forgot about that. But, well, he kind of alternated, actually. I don't even know if Bobby won any races in 05. I feel like he won Mansfield. Alright, let's try to power it to the outside and get by Presley. See if we can get by Hamilton, too. Atwood. Ooh, truck really liked the grip there. Deborah Renshaw is going to cut us off a little bit here. And I'm not going to make the move. Ooh, Renshaw runs up the racetrack. Little bump from Tracy Hines. Brad Keselowski. Right there in front of us. Alright, we're actually gaining some positions here. There's the 5 of Mike Skinner. I think we found the groove that the truck really, really likes. I think we found it. Now we're going to have to be real gentle cornering, though, because we don't want it to run up the racetrack or have the back end slide out. But if we can pick off like 2 trucks per turn, or at least 2 to 3 trucks every lap, we'll be up to the front in no time. That was a little bit too high, and I did not want to drive it up there. But it just it did stick, so I give it that. Cross the line. See, this is the performance that I was hoping that we would get early on in the season, and it just didn't materialize until now. And I think the other part of it is just me also just not being patient enough. So we're going to blast to the outside. We're going to get by the 04. And we're going to be right, if not on the cusp, of the top 10. We're in the top 10. We are not in the top 10, but we are really close. Big power to the outside. Big move. And I don't want to run into Cook there. To the outside. Felt the back end kind of jiggle just a little bit. Let's see here. Do we have enough power? No. No, we do not. But we almost did. We are now in the top 10. Back end did slip just a little bit there, but we get by, and I think we now move up to 7th place. I can pretty much say this. I think our championship title is dashed, because we would have to go on a winning and lap leading streak all across the racetrack for every race ahead. And there's just not enough racetracks that I'm good at that we can do that. You know what? I like this middle line in the corner. I don't want to leave it. Because I'm so afraid if I try to push it to the inside and we slip up, we're just going to wreck. So I will be patient. I will run behind and I will run laps. Big move to the outside there. And we are right on the edge of gaining the lead. We are going to overtake Ron Hornaday. And there we go. We're going to lead our very first lap of the season. What an accomplishment for one. And boy, that's kind of disappointing too. Yeah, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say that on stream, but I did read about this. I've known about this for many months now. So yeah, that really is a major twist. That's a really big twist there. And Rick Crawford, like, I was more of a Jack Sprague fan back in the day than I was Rick Crawford, but I respected Rick Crawford for his driving ability. He never really was up winning races, but he was consistent for the most part. If he didn't get wrecked or have a punt fail, like, he ran pretty decent. But, yeah, like, when that came out, that was really, really surprising. I cannot believe it. We are actually leading a race. And each lap is 5 bonus points. So, the more laps we lead, the better we're going to do. And the water temperature is fine. We're not tacking out. You know, we only bumped it up 5 on the tape, and it did something to the aero that just made it feel good. So I'm not going to touch anything about this truck. It's worse. I'm worried it will still become twitchy just as the tires wear, because we don't know how that's going to handle. But if we can run about 20 laps on gas and tires before we have to pit, we can calculate this pretty well. I think that this is going to be more of a 3-stop race than anything. But the fact that we've got this big of a lead over Hornaday, you know, 2.2 seconds, and we can pretty much run it to the middle or run it to the inside without much worry, that's good. It at least shows that the truck has a little bit of variable balance in it that'll allow it to run through the turns. I do prefer running the middle groove, however. It's not too extreme to the outside that we hit the wall, but it's not too extreme to the inside that we slip on the apron and lose it. Now, honestly, the best thing that can happen to us right now is a caution comes out so we can dive it into the pits, which I'll have to find my pit box. I don't know where my pit stall is. But with the lead that we've got, we may be able to get pretty far ahead to, if we have to do a green flag pit stop, we can do it. Alright, we got 10 laps left on fuel. Atlanta is known as a track that does kind of run with fuel mileage, so we'll have to kind of think about this. Because I do not want to run out of gas on the backstretch. That's the worst thing that can happen. Alright, let's take a peek at the tires. Tires are actually handling the track really well. Not even down to 70% yet. But, I'd say about 80%. A little bit under. Doing well. And we just continue to pull away. Just setting consistent lap times. 5.5 seconds. Look at that. 5.5 seconds between me and Hornaday. We win. If we win the race, that's going to be a big points boost, too. We're gaining about a second and change each and every lap. Now the big question that I have, okay, Reagan Smith, he's 9 seconds ahead of us. So I would estimate in about 7 laps, at the rate that we're running, we'll probably catch him. Now luckily that was a very flat smack that we just took to the wall. Just a little brush. But that does concern me. Because if we end up having to pit more than I'm expecting, well, no, the tires still should be good. Tires are good. I just drove it a little bit harder than I should have. I can't even remember where we qualified. 20th? So we're going to be probably sitting like mid-box. Atwood about Smith about 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds ahead of us. So we'll have to be careful when navigating around him. We got 4 projected laps of fuel, so we will have to pit pretty soon. This is such a good feeling, though. I mean, it took us a while to get up here, but now that we're up here, we're just running away. We're clean, we're safe. We're rolling. Tires are gripping well. Alright. This is going to be the lap. This is going to be the lap that we come in. Alright. Hopefully we did not get a speeding penalty. 45. That's incredibly slow. Caught it from spinning. That's probably the best and worst thing that could happen to us. I don't know what that just did to us. Crap. We went a lap down. But the good news is we did make our pit stop, so we will be ahead of the curve. Ooh. Jesus, Todd. Alright, well, let's kind of take a look here because we know that a caution flag came out. So what happened? We know it was turn 3. Ooh, I think I know what happened. Yep. Shane Mio just barely missed that. So, looks like Keselowski and Kevin Harvick were fighting for position. Keselowski and Harvick tried to go for the spot, bumped Keselowski. Hattori did make some minor contact there, and it unfortunately blew his engine. Huh, okay then. And here I thought that this race was probably going to go green all the way. Trying to save as much fuel as I can. So it looks like we're going to have to start to the inside, and we're going to have to race our way back around the track, get our lap back, and beat the leaders. That was like, the caution's appreciated. It just came at a bad time for us. Like, it could have been worse, like we were on pit lane and it happened. But we were merging out, and it's just the timing of it all. That's what sucks. So we can try and save just a little bit of gas under the caution flag in hopes that we can somehow outsmart the leaders. And there is no lucky dog, which sucks. We haven't made it to the clear yet. So, we are going to have to make one more stop, most likely. And we are going to have to race our butt off if we want to stay on the lead lap. But considering how well we were doing, we may be good. Now I'm partially wondering, what if we go for right side tires on the next pit stop, keep the original lefts, how much time will that gain us? Now we're officially a lap down. And we're going around. Give me just one moment. Alright. So this sucks. We had a race-winning truck, and we just kind of spun it. We had a bad... the tires just got so cold there, and I was so afraid to really push it. How bad are they? Oh, that just really ruined everything. Ooh, Ron Hornaday, Brad Keselowski retired, Jack Sprague. That's gonna kill him in the points. And we still gotta pit for tires and gas and everything else. I almost want to pit now because the balance of the car is gone. We've got nothing. You know, at this lap, we're going to pit.
Speed 45. Angel man number 35, 102nd gear. Don't speed, do not speed here. Number 35, 102nd gear. Back it up, please.
Well, that just ended our race.
Man number 35, 102nd gear. 1 minute, 6, 8, 9, 0, clear to the wall. They're all clear, go hard. There you go hard.
Now the good news is we are ahead of the curb on fuel. And while our tires are new, they're not going to be as slippery as that long caution period. The problem is we're now 3 laps down. Let's just focus on this. We've got trucks ahead of us that we know that we're faster than them. If we just pay attention to the markers and notice that their gap is shrinking, we're doing something right. Also, thank you for coming into the stream, by the way. I greatly appreciate that. I will read your name. I will read your name if we have a caution flag again or when the race ends. I promise you that. I just want to see what we can salvage in this race. Unfortunately, all that positive run that we just had with leading those laps is probably going to be wiped away or negated by a poor finish and in turn just the drivers ahead leading laps. Though it does help, it honestly does help that Sprague is out of the race, but not much. He was only leading the points by a little bit. For some reason, I feel like the 62 and the 77 were teammates, but I don't feel that that's right. Alright, big, wide power move off the exit of the turn. As much as I want to knock around Shane Meal and maybe bring out a caution, that's not going to help us in the long run. Right now, we need to be fast and we need to be swift. That was more than I expected I had to let off there. Alright, don't want to run over Robert Huffman. Just want to get to the outside of him. Get to the outside of Todd Bodine. eventually, we're going to get a lap back. But the grand question is, are these guys going to have to pit? My thought process is actually no. I'm going to be surprised if they do. It looks like trucks are going to have to pit.
Will be open this time.
That's just bad timing.
2 to go. 45. 8.
Yep, we're going to finish the race 2 laps down. So there's not going to be a restart. Dang it. That bites. We were getting such a good groove going on. And this was our race to win. And I blew it all away. I was way too careful on that restart, and I really should have pushed. And when the time came and it was time to push, I was too close to the wall. Well, I mean, that's all racing. I mean, bad crap can happen, which sucks, but, you know, that's just how luck goes. But I will say, it really bothers me that we're going to finish 29th out of 35. However, I will honestly say this. The fact that we led laps, the fact that we actually had something really strong working, the fact that the truck actually handled amazingly when we got a good groove and the tires were up to temperature, that was the best feeling. It just sucks that we didn't have enough time to just chew our way back up there and do anything with it. Also, unfortunately, Reagan Smith is going to get, well, double the points possibly. I didn't realize that. That's the crazy thing. I can't even get mad about this. I can be disappointed. I'm allowed to be disappointed about this, but I cannot get angry. It was bad timing for that caution in the first place to fly. And it was bad strategy of mine to stay out. Well, no, it actually did work in my favor. It's just the tires got so cold that when the green flag flew once more, I just could not go anywhere. And that's the end of the race.
Yeah, we gotta get a little bit better. That's all, man. We'll figure it out. Appreciate everybody working hard. Keep working. You've done a good job. Appreciate you working that hard there at the end.
Think I just realized something too. I think Jack Sprague's name is spelled wrong. Because I think it's spelled Sprague, not Uge. Jack Sprague.
There's no one in your
NASCAR driver Jack Sprague.
Brad from Whitt.
Yep, it is misspelled. Looks like a majority of the cars ran out of fuel. So we'll go ahead and park it in the pits.
Let's go. Speed 45. Legal man number 35. 102nd gear.
Like we probably had some of the best fuel strategy there too. Like had it gone just a little bit longer, I think we could have done it. All right, so big win to Bobby Hamilton today. That should change up the points situation pretty well. So I do want to do this real quick. Virgin rate. I apologize if I am mispronouncing this. Virgin rate. Thank you very much for coming into the stream tonight. I appreciate your comment. Now before we go, I do need to do one thing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to calculate the standings and we'll see where it looks. So we'll go ahead and jump back into the gaming PC, and we'll go ahead and do this. So, results for Atlanta. Import from file. Boop. And, yep. Save results. And now we gotta calculate it. Calculate all. Alright, cool. So we can go ahead and close that, and we can export the file right now. Export and write standings. I'm going to have to be careful on this. Alright, after 3 events. So, here's how it's changed. Matt Crafton gained 2 positions. David Starr gained 5. Bobby Hamilton moved up 7. The big loser for the week. Minus 16 for Sean Murphy. And the big gainer for the week was Tracy Hines, it looks like. Yep, Tracy Hines. Now, the good, let's check our stats real quick. We led 9 laps in that race. No, I'm sorry, we led 15 laps that race. And our lead percentage is 9. Okay then. So, Matt Crafton is currently your points leader. Very good for him. Finished 2nd at Daytona. I forgot about that. Finished 11th at California and 3rd at Atlanta. It's a very, very good run for him. Sprague actually didn't lose as many positions as I thought he would. But I am going to fix that. I need to change a couple of things here and get that fixed. And double check for any more spelling errors as well. I think everyone else is actually pretty good. So yeah, it looks like Jack Sprague is the only one that we'll need to fix. But that's not a big deal. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. And I hope you all have a good evening. I will probably do some more streaming over the weekend. I think I kind of want to do some NASCAR... maybe some NASCAR Heat 3, because I haven't played that in some time because my wheel got busted. So, but with everything, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon.